Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Who doesn't like the sun? Well, I do like the sun very much. Not too much though, but nevertheless, what do we have here? I have a short video clip coming from Fox News where one of my favorite Trump administration staff, an advisor, his name is Stephen Miller. You know him? All right, he's Jewish, very smart, very ballsy, and he leaves no prisoners. Is that what it is? So he's going to be asked a question while in a briefing at the White House, and he's going to give these baboons in the operative media present over there a lecture of civics, a lecture on how the government works, and why certain things are as they are, with Elon Musk, for instance, with his appointment, with Trump being a tsar, with the judges, and the media who cooperated with the baboons before they played ball. Very ballsy as always. So please join me in having a group while we watch Stephen Miller doing that. So here is the how do you call this? The guy is leaving the podium and the other guy is going to ask the question. Ready, set, go.
I have a question for Stephen Miller about Doge. So you spoke about Doge. You said roughly $50 billion is set to be cut in a year of waste, fraud, and abuse by unelected bureaucrats. We're hearing this ironic narrative from the president's critics and the left-wing media that Elon Musk is an unelected bureaucrat and he's doing all this terrible stuff. Isn't one of Doge's objectives to get rid of the federal bureaucracy, the deep state? And also, who was running the White House when Joe Biden was in office? Because I don't know a single person who believes it was Joe Biden.
You're tempting me to say some very harsh things about some of our media friends. Yes, it is true that many of the people in this room for 4 years failed to cover the fact that Joe Biden was mentally incompetent and was not running the country. It is also true that many people in this room who have used this talking point that Elon is not elected fail to understand how government works. So I'm glad for the opportunity for a brief civics lesson. A president is elected by the whole American people. He's the only official in the entire government that is elected by the entire nation, right? Judges are appointed, members of Congress are elected at the district or state level, just one man. And the Constitution, Article 2, has a clause known as the vesting clause, and it says the executive power shall be vested in a president, singular. The whole will of democracy is imbued into the elected president. That president then appoints staff to then impose that democratic will onto the government. The threat to democracy, indeed the existential threat to democracy, is the unelected bureaucracy of lifetime tenured civil servants who believe they answer to no one, who believe they can do whatever they want without consequence, who believe they can set their own agenda no matter what Americans vote for. So Americans vote for radical FBI reform, and FBI agents say they don't want to change. Or Americans vote for radical reform on our energy policies, but EPA bureaucrats say they don't want to change. Or Americans vote to end DEI, racist DEI policies, and lawyers at the Department of Justice say they don't want to change. What President Trump is doing is he is removing federal bureaucrats who are defying democracy by failing to implement his lawful orders, which are the will of the whole American people. Thank you.
How do you like that thing? I think it was fantastic. Like always, he explained who was behind Biden's decisions and presidency. He said he was incompetent, but if he did not make the decisions, who were the ones? They were the unelected officials that he's talking about, the bureaucrats, the group that he appointed, or they were coming with the administration, because this is a group effort. It's not Biden, it's a group effort, and the group is bigger than one individual in a democracy, isn't it? No, if you get elected by the entire nation, which is Trump. He said, well, Trump is elected. That's exactly what I said, that why, some reasons why, I think the main reason Trump did not accomplish much in his first term. It was because the hypocrisy. But bureaucracy, the second echelon, even the guys that he appointed, like John Bolton and other idiots. They didn't follow his orders. It's like, and then he fired them, and then he brought in whom? Other baboons, who were all working for, not for the president. And then he talked about the judges, who are appointed, not elected. And then he talks about the department's chiefs, director of FBI, CIA. You give an order, exactly what I said. He sends his directives, and the guys don't follow orders or the directives. They don't implement them. You fire them. You hire another guy that you never probably heard of, but it was recommended to you by someone. Let's say a good person goes over there. Let's say I am the president, and I appoint you as the chief of FBI or CIA. Let's put it CIA. I like it better. So you go to CIA. You're the director, and I say, well, we're gonna do this. This is what's gonna happen. You go over there, you as a director of CIA, and say, hey, baboons, this is what's going to happen to the third echelon. And the third echelon said, gonna tell you, yes, sir, we're going to do it. And they don't do squat. And then what are they going to do? Before you fire those guys in the third echelon, right? Well, before you fire them, my term expires. And my term expires, you're going to be out of your office because the next baboon is going to remove you, is going to put his buddy that is in the same boat with the third echelon. That's how it worked. So this is when they said about Elon Musk not being elected, Elon Musk is not elected, but Trump can move him around. He appoints people who would implement his demands, his ideology, whatever he wants. He's the one singular president. What's so hard? Trump is a dictator. Where is the evidence? What's it? A tyrant, a fascist. All this nonsense is to scare the baboons in. The weak links in a society, that's what they try to do. And they successfully do it. I mean, anyway, tens of millions, mind you. So that's what he does. And then he appoints Musk. And Musk does what Trump tells him to do. That's how it works. Trump is Musk's boss in the government. What do you want? And once Musk is not going to do what Trump tells him to do, he's going to be asked for a little meeting. And I'm going to say, no. Are you going to do it? I give you this deadline. If you're nice. And then if Musk doesn't do it, you might fire Musk. That's how it goes. And the media can say whatever they want. The same thing with the so-called border czar. He's doing what's in the Constitution. They're not breaking any laws. I think they should be more, more about it, but not like that. You should have drones. With the drones, you solve the problem at the border in 2 hours. 2 hours. You don't need to shoot anybody. No. It's very easy. Very easy. The decision was not made yet. Or if it was made, it was not implemented. Why? People who just pull the brakes. And before you weed them away, it's going to take some time. So here it is. I like Stephen Miller very much. I liked him in the first, in Trump's first administration for the exact reasons. He comes over there, he's always smiling, and he tells things straight. I know. He's one of from a certain kind of group, but it doesn't, we don't, stereotype here. But you can't, if you see a viper, that viper might be a little bit milder, but it's still a viper. So you can use the viper for your own interest. I go and jump on the other guy instead of putting around your neck or in your pocket right here and then, what the fuck? Didn't you know I'm a viper? So that's good. Stephen Miller, I like him very much. How many times did I say that? 5 times? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.